Every savvy investor wants to know about trends, and that is simply because trends tell you where your people are going. In real estate, we say that you should find out where people are going so you can go there before them, invest in that space, and then you'll be better assured or guaranteed of making money. If you're able to understand the trends, especially in the Nigerian market, then your chances of missing out or losing on your investments would be lower. My name is Lerato Lekena-Okoro. I'm a realtor and investment broker based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm here to help make your real estate investment journey easy, seamless, safe, and smarter. So today I'm going to be talking about the top trends for the real estate market in 2023. We ended 2022 with a whole lot of activity around, yes, a lot of people saying, I want to be a real estate investor. A lot of people deciding that they're going to go into the real estate market. But if you are one of those people, getting into the market is one thing. Getting into the market properly is a different thing. And getting into the market in a way and manner that you will make money is what should be your goal. And if you stay tuned to this channel, you are at least more assured that you will achieve that. So the first trend that I want to talk about would be the one that is the higher cost of property. This is something that we have seen a lot of people talk about, like since 2020, late 2020 into 2021, into 2022, and still in 2023, because the cost of property naturally would always appreciate. However, one of the bigger reasons why there is, this whole surge and jump, and this is aside from the fact that prices, inflation has literally skyrocketed in our market, is the fact that there is a higher demand for property. A lot more people are coming into the market and trying to buy as much property as they can, and a lot of it is the land. Now think about it this way. If a lot more people are buying the land, what do you think is going to happen to the cost of the houses? Definitely they're going to go higher, because the land is what starts the entire equation. And if the cost to acquire the land is higher than what the person being a developer now, had initially thought that it would be, then definitely the cost of the property is definitely going to be higher. So now let's match the fact that the cost of the land and the cost for building of materials and all of that has gone higher. Definitely we're going to see higher costs of property. And even in 2023, I don't expect that to go lower, because it's almost impossible for things like that to happen, except if we're able to crash inflation. Then maybe we may now start to see a lot of regulation around prices. Probably going to still take a while for those to really come down, because people who had built at the higher prices are not going to be able to come down almost automatically. So if you want to get into the real estate market, don't wait, because chances are that it's only going to get worse. And even if they are going to come down, what they may come down to maybe what we have currently or what we had, not too far back. So if you want to get started, find a way to get started. Find a way that literally helps to achieve your goal for wanting to be in real estate right now. The next trend that I would ask any real estate investor to take note of would be the one that literally translates to what the buyers want versus what the buyers can afford. Now, because of trend number one, which is the higher cost of properties, there are a lot of times where buyers want one thing, but they can only afford a certain thing. Typical example would be location. A lot of people have wanted to stay in, the really hypey, vibey areas. However, we are starting to see a shift of acceptance that my money can't keep me here. And in that case, I'm going to go to the next area that I can get, because I don't want to lose out. If you just take a moment to look at this statistics that is right up on the screen, you will then see that areas like Lekki, Ajah, and Ikeja literally were in higher demand for property versus places like Ikoyi and VI. A lot of people may be surprised at VI because they'll say, oh, that is just the center of business and people would naturally want to stay there. But the trends, the data are showing us that less people are actually trying to stay in those areas. Data like that doesn't mean that you should totally stay away from that area. It just means that you should be more aware of what it is that you should go into in that area. If you're going to go into an area that has less demand, then your research should then go into what is it that the people that are trying to stay here are looking for? What do they want to do? Why are they staying here? And how can I fit that? If you're going to go into a place that has a higher demand, then chances are that you probably would be able to survive if you at least stayed within what the mass market would be requesting for. I recall that I ran a poll on my Instagram a couple of weeks back where I was asking people what was it that they thought would qualify as affordable housing in terms of price. And the prices that people were putting, I promise you, you would not even get them in any of these areas that I've called. Maybe you would be looking at places further down from Ajah, but that poll literally was an eye-opener to say that trend of what it is that people want and what it is that people can afford is definitely realistic. So if you are going to get into the real estate market in 2023, try and do your research. Find people that have done this research and ask the questions. Find communities and ask people, where is it that real estate is thriving? And you may just be shocked to say that it is not the areas that we think that are thriving that are actually thriving. Because the truth of the matter is that it's not necessarily the sellers who are dictating what it is that is the end goal, but the people that are buying. Because as much as the sellers are going to keep trying to put out the products into the market, they would also rely on where it is that people are going, where it is that they think that they can find their buyers. And that's what's going to define it. So you also have to think about it like that. And in your case, as an investor, you should be thinking about it from the factor of where is it that I can get people to rent my property continually so that I don't fall short of being able to keep up with the payments.
So this may just be the most shocking and yet relatable trend that you will find out in the real estate market. And that is the fact that we are now having more people looking for rental property as against purchasing property. If anyone had ever said that this would happen in terms of when you just listen to how people talk and everybody's saying, I want to own a home, I'm trying to buy a home, and all of this, you would realize that everything that we've been saying is actually true, because what people say, what people want, and what people can afford in the real estate market are two different things. Like, they're totally miles and miles apart. Now, as an investor, you want to be able to take that information and work it to your benefit. How do you key in to the market in a way that you're going to be able to provide rental properties? And in this day and age where rents have become a thing of value, like, apart from the fact that we're even getting more people asking for rents, note that the cost of renting is actually going up, like up. Rents that used to be 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, people are literally saying their rents almost being doubled because property owners are looking at their properties and they're saying, my property is now worth so much more and inflation has hit, everything has gone up, my rent has to go up. So as a property investor, you can definitely leverage on this. I think this is going to be the simplest one that you can leverage on and work it to your advantage, especially when you look out for the location that people are looking to go to. You look at the type of housing that it is that people are going into, and then you go and position to earn the rent. Don't position to control the asset. So if you get an opportunity or an offer where somebody says, oh, come, let's do this together, please, please, and please take advantage of it, because what that is doing for you is that it is putting you in the market way faster than your money alone would have put you into the market. So when we talk about the percentages that it is that people are taking on rental properties for, the percentage is actually as high as, well, almost as high as 80%. And if you look into this table, you would see what I mean, because here we also have Nigerian Property Center, who has also done the statistics, and they've shown it, where they're saying that the people who are looking for rental properties are this high, this number, and people who are looking to buy are this number. So please never, ever, ever overlook the data. The data that is in the market is what it is that is going to help you to be able to invest smarter, invest better. And if you cannot lay your hands on the actual data, as the case may be, just take a poll. Look out for people who are actually stakeholders, who are playing in the market, and find out what it is that they are doing more of, or what it is that the people who are taking on their properties are doing more of. Because the truth of the matter is that we have a number of people, a good number of people who have now become interested in real estate, are going in to buy real estate. But almost everybody is going in with the notion of, I want to get a property I can rent out. So think about that when you also are considering how it is that you want to get into the market, and what it is that you want to do when you want to get into the market, so that you can make the right decisions for your investment portfolio.
Now, this last point has been the bane, especially for Nigerians who are in the diaspora, because the value of the Naira has gone so bad that, in comparison to the dollar, that it literally can change the dynamics for whether your investment remains profitable or it tanks over a certain period of time. So people who are coming into the market with Naira keep going from, if I'm going in at this price, then what happens when things start to change? And remember, real estate is not so liquid. So if you're not careful, then you can actually start to lose money at some point in time, especially if you then try to change that money that you would be recouping back into dollars. But if you're an investor who is looking to take advantage of that whole exchange rate and all, my suggestion would be that you are locking down a certain amount of money, and you say this money is going to remain in the Nigerian market, and when it will then become viable to return it back into my ecosystem, which would be yours abroad. And the reason for this is that, take for example, you convert first and foremost in from dollars into Naira, and you're able to get it at what, 400, or you started out at 400 and something, and then you put it into the market. Yes, you enjoy the appreciation, you enjoy the returns and all of that in Naira. However, if you try to change that money back to dollars right now, which you're going to be looking at about 700, 6 something. If you're lucky, you probably get the official rates and all of that. But if you're not, then you would be going at those higher rates, and then what you would then find is that you'd be getting lesser value in terms of the change back to dollars for your money. But if you're able to capitalize on this whole trend and this whole period and this whole instability of the dollar exchange, and you're able to commit these funds and leave them in the Nigerian market, then that may be something that will work in your favor, because you will then be able to almost get like double what it is that you were initially able to do as you go along the way. Now, this is no money market advice, because I am not a money market or finance person, but I look at it from the perspective of how you invest. The cash that you're able to put into the market and you convert and push into the market is what is then going to be able to work for you. And the earlier it is that you're able to key into any investment, the better for you, especially when you have so many factors that are going to be working, against the value of your money and all. So my advice for those of you, especially those that are in the diaspora that may be watching this and you may be wondering, why should I invest in Nigerian real estate right now when the instability of the currency is so high. My advice to you would be lock a certain amount of money, bring it into the market, and keep it in the market for a period in time. Keep going into investment strategies and schemes with trusted people, stakeholders that will, one, deliver on time, two, deliver quality that will be able to appreciate and give you better value, three, maximize the fact that you can get more. So look out for quantity also in instances where you are going to be having to make a decision of should you buy a house or should you buy a flat, in terms of your investment. Always look at the data. Look at the data in terms of what moves better. Don't look at what is good to have. Look at what moves better, because there's always going to be that disparity between what is good to have and what it is that is going to work better in the market. So there you have my 5 trends for real estate investments in Nigeria, and what you as a real estate investor needs to know about what is happening in the market. A lot of times we make the mistake of thinking that what it is that we hear people talk about would always be the defining factor, the thing that helps to make the difference between what is and what is working and what we should go for. However, I tell people to always remember that data never lies. If you can find the data, look out for the information, look out for people that are actually doing the work and say, what is it that is moving best? What is it that the people are asking for? Remember, real estate investment is for people. So what it is that the people are going for is what it is that you should be trying to put your money into, because what it is that the people need is what they're going to pay for. So once again, my name is Lerato Lekena-Okoro, and until next time with another video, have fun.